Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into the financial report of the United States Natural Gas Fund, or UNG. And let me tell you, it's not exactly a smooth ride. This report is basically like checking your own investment portfolio after a particularly volatile month. Think your hopes and gains might have evaporated. We'll see about that before we dive in. If you're about getting the real story behind the numbers, hit that subscribe button. Also join our Discord community. The link is in the description. Think of it as a digital water cooler where you can talk shop about SEC filings with fellow investors. And that's a bonita devily volatile month. Think your hopes and gains might have evaporated. We'll see about that, golly, before we dive in. If you're all about getting the real story behind the numbers, hit that subscribe button. Also, join our Discord community. The link is in the description. Think of it as a digital water cooler where you can talk shop about SEC filings with fellow investors. This isn't your typical quarterly or annual report. This is a current report, also known as an 8K, meaning something important happened. And in this case, it's the release of their monthly account statement. This report is based on Regulation FD, which is short for fair disclosure. Essentially, it makes sure that companies share information with everyone at the same time, not just a select few. In this case, it's the release of their monthly account statement. Think of it like preventing insider trading. So the fund released its monthly account statement that shows how they did in May of 2025. This statement includes the statement of income or loss, basically whether they made or lost money, and the statement of changes in net asset value, which is how the overall value of the fund changed. A copy of the monthly account statement can be found on their website or as an exhibit to this report. The most important part to us is financial, so let's move to the exhibits. All right, let's dive into the numbers. The first thing we see is that as of May 31, 2025, the total assets were about $784 million. The net assets, which is what's left over after you subtract all the liabilities or debts, comes out to almost the same number. $784 million. That means they're not carrying a lot of debt, which is generally a good sign, and the fund's assets and those belonging to its investors are nearly identical. Now, let's see if they actually made any money. Total income was around $12.4 million. Most of this came from net realized gain on futures contracts. Realized gain is what happens when they sell contracts for more than they paid for them. But drilling down after subtracting expenses, we get to the more important number, the net decrease in net asset value resulting from operations. Ouch, they lost $41.1 million. Even though they had some income from trading, expenses and other factors caused the fund's overall value to drop. Let's look at the financial highlights, which gives a longer term perspective. The net asset value at the beginning of the year was about $12.84 per share. At the end of May, it was down to $12.60 per share. This gives us a total investment return of negative 5.83%. This means that if you invested in this fund at the start of the year, you would have lost almost 6% of your investment by the end of May. That's a tough pill to swallow. Finally, there are a few supplemental information such as price of natural gas and numbers of contracts at the exchange. I won't bother you mentioning them since they are way too technical. So what's the big picture here? UNG's May report paints a mixed picture that ultimately trends negative. While they had some income from trading, overall the fund lost money. This was primarily because of expenses. The fund is sensitive to things like the price of natural gas and the futures market. To keep in mind that UNG specifically invests in natural gas futures contracts, not physical natural gas. So its performance can be different from the actual spot price of natural gas. So is UNG a good investment? It really depends on your risk tolerance and how you view the natural gas market. UNG can be pretty volatile and is more suited for short-term trading than long-term investing. Alright, that's our breakdown of UNG's latest filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the fund's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.